Good morning, ITR. Today is 9th September. I'm Madhusmita sharing you today's news headlines. Riya Chakraborty arrested by NCB. RBI's loan rejig plan will be a success as it is time bound. Shots fired after 45 years on LAC as tensions soar. Kocha residents proceeds of crime. All eyes on External Affairs Minister Jaisankar's proposed meeting with his Chinese counterpart in Moscow. Winter worries China amid chill. Locals trek to army tents with essentials. India-Iran discuss emerging Afghan situation Gulf region. Moscow meets opportunity for India-China, says Russia's deputy envoy to India. Regulations on junk food in school canteens watered down. Guidelines drop draft idea of classifying food in yellow, green, and red categories also do away with the responsibilities specified for food and business operators. JDU to take up LJP attacks with BJP. Modi to launch projects in 5 batches till September 23. FMCG cost loosen. Rural purse strings. IKEA to raise rupees 5 crore of India stores. This will be company's biggest investment here and cover about half of FDI it was allowed in 2013. IKEA, the world's largest furniture retailer, will raise rupees 5,000 crore to open more stores in India, where it has only a single outlet. This will be IKEA's biggest investment in the entire in India since its entry 2 years ago and accounts for almost the half the 10,500 rupees crore FDI it was allowed in 2013. The local unit in the Swedish retailer will issue debentures to IKEA Asia Treasure Center Limited for rupees 550 crore in the first tranche, according to a filing with the registrar of companies. The company plans to raise an aggregate of rupees 5,000 crore by issuing redeemable, unsecured, non-convertible debentures on a private placement basis in one or more tranches over 1 year period. It added, the funds will be utilized only for the construction of stores and other general corporate purposes and not for purchasing land, it clarified. IKEA continues to invest in building new customer meeting points in different cities in India. In Mumbai, where we are accessible online today, we will have the Navi Mumbai store and the 2 city centers soon. IKEA will also enter Bangalore and Delhi, said Preet Dhupar, CEO of IKEA India. India approved IKEA's rupees 10,500 crore investment proposal to open stores each large enough to fit 4 football fields. So far, it has received about rupees 2,515 crore, or a fourth of its commitment from its global parent. Usually expansions are done using a combination of cash and equity, but in this case, NCDs have also been issued to a group company. It shows IKEA is confident that the new project would generate sufficient cash flow to repay the debt and maximize the value to the shareholders, said Mohit Yadav, founder of Altinfo, a data insight firm. Voda Idea CEO won't get salary for 3 years. COVID vaccine for masses likely only by 2021 end. A long way ahead, Bharat Biotech, Serum Institute of India, Zydus Cadila have started phase 3 trials. Data from this course companies are expected in 2 months. Governments everywhere are pre-ordering vaccines. Healthcare workers and essential workers will be first to be vaccinated. Elderly and those with comorbidities might not get the initial doses unless studies prove vaccines are safe for them. 2,000 trips needed by pallet shippers on 15,000 flights to ensure global coverage, says a report. Reliance Tata's gain most from electronics rush. Trump eyes spending $100 million of his own money in re-election bid. China passed extraordinary and historic virus test Xi Jinping. SEBI tells NSE not to reappoint two of its shareholder directors. Loan restructuring. Companies in worst hit sectors may face increased scrutiny. Nasdaq slides as tech rout deepens. Tesla touches 3-week low. Dabur, HUL, Imami and GCPL best post-COVID consumer plays. RIL's 02C hive-off plan aimed at attracting distinct set of investors. Axis Global Equity FOF a good option to play overseas stocks. Penchant for abstract works. Gallerist Puneet Shah says collectors have realized that buying extremely high quality works of art has proved to be a very solid investment. Pitch sees strong rebound in September quarter. Stop the virus going viral. I once hailed the rise of the internet as democratizing free speech, enabling ordinary voiceless people to be heard by millions. Alas, along with this empowerment has come the spread of hate speech and communal falsehoods on a once unimaginable scale that is wrecking Indian society and national unity. Earlier, hate mongers had only a limited audience in the form of an assembled crowd of or pamphlets. Big media cut out hate speech. Till the 1980s, the big newspapers would avoid using the words Hindu or Muslim in describing communal riots and only spoke of people of one community. Reports were checked for veracity and falsehood eliminated. Liar, liar, states on fire. Now through Facebook and Twitter, hate-mongers and liars can instantly reach hundreds of millions of people. No court or government can move fast enough to check hate-inducing posts before publication, even if inclined to. What the central and state governments can do is to threaten action against Facebook, Twitter and other social media for not checking hate-mongering since different parties rule different states. This political pressure will tend to promote impartial checking. Globally, social media are being forced by market pressures as well as the political ones to institute safeguards against falsehood and hate. Facebook once refrained from interfering in anything said by politicians in the US, stating that it feared this would contravene constitutional guarantees for free but it has now given away. For Facebook, this meant not only losing millions of dollars in advertising revenue but also a crash in the share price that whipped billions from the company's market value. In response, Facebook owner Mark Zuckerberg promised to tighten checks on misuse of his platform. While the storm may have begun the US, this will hopefully change Facebook's culture everywhere, including India. Any commercial company has an inbuilt bias towards pleasing the ruling parties in the countries where it functions. Facebook's Indian staff detected headmongers that clearly deserved to be banned. Yet senior managers were reluctant to take actions that might antagonize the ruling party. Opposition parties rose in protest. Congress Rahul Gandhi tweeted Facebook's involvement in peddling fake and hate news needs to be questioned by all Indians. Opposition parties demanded that the setting up of a joint parliamentary committee to prove Facebook's policies and implementation. BJP spokesman hit back. Tejasvi Surya, a BJP lawmaker and a member of parliamentary committee on IT, rejected the idea that Facebook was showing favoritism to the governing party and instead charged it was censoring pro-India and pro-Hindu voices. Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad said most Facebook bans had been on the right wing, reflecting the political bias of Facebook staff. Sorry, but this simply shows that the right wing does far more hate mongering than others in India as well as the US. Facebook will naturally fear vindictive responses from the BJP being tough uh, tough on Hindutva hate mongers. Yet non-BJP states could also threaten action against Facebook for going easy on hate speech. Both BJP and non-BJP ruled states have often misused laws on sedition and promotion of enmity to arrest critics. As a journalist, I am loath to suggest government censorship of any kind. Free speech is very important, and in any case, politicians of all parties tend to use censorship powers to intimidate and harm their critics in the holy name of the public interest. Coming to sports news, the disqualification rule that got Novak Djokovic out of the US Open. Novak Djokovic was disqualified for physical abuse after hitting a lineswoman with a ball. Silver Lake in $500 million round, Byju's valued $10.8 billion. Byju Ravindran, we are fortunate to be in a sector of positive relevance during this crisis. Inflection marks first close of new fund at rupees 230 crore. PUBG pulls India rights from tension to shed China tag. Eatery chains hope to score with IPL, expect deliveries to jump 30%. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.